I'm Beth.
And I'm Emily, and this is
Teen Book Blitz. So this month we are talking about some fantasy books that we have read recently and enjoyed, and I'm going to go first. Mine is called The Kiss of Deception. It's a trilogy, and it's by Mary Pearson. You cannot check out the book, physical book from the library. They have the audio book and they have it online on the ebook and e-audio. So I actually listened to this as an e-audio. I enjoyed the reading very much. I thought they did a really nice job. There's actually three main characters. Leah, who's a princess, and then there's two males that, kind of create a little bit of a triangle. But they have different people reading for each voice. So you could kind of tell just from listening to the sound of the voice which one. They did switch the voices because they wanted to make you not know who was the one that she fell in love with, but that was annoying. But the premise of the story is this. She is a princess. She is being married off to the next kingdom's over's prince. She doesn't know anything about him. She doesn't know anything, how old he is. She knows nothing about him. So she decides to run away. And she leaves with one of her handmaidens, and they go to a city a good distance away. And she becomes a barmaid and working in a pub. And she really likes it, and her name is Leah there, and she can just be herself, and she kind of feels like she's free, although I don't know why she thought that, because she's never actually free. There is, the magical element is that as the first daughter, she's the only daughter, she has a magical ability, but it's something that she doesn't think she has, and it's something she finds out as you go through the book, that her mother may have done something to prevent her from using this gift. So that comes into play a lot. The other fantasy element about this is the kingdom where they're set. There's every beginning of the chapters, there's little verses that are from the Book of Morgan, and you don't really understand what they're talking about until you get closer to the end too. But there's romance, there's adventures, there's tragic deaths, and you just really begin to really like Leah for how strong she really is. Although at first you think she's like, oh, she's a frivolous princess, but she really does get depth of character. And so I've read 2 of these so far. I'm really enjoying them. I'm looking forward to reading the 3rd one. So that's what I would recommend.
So I too am listening to this book called Shadow Shaper. I listen to it while I drive, which is pretty distracting, but an excellent book so far. This is actually a depiction of the main character. I would definitely call it an urban fantasy. The main character's name is Sierra, and she definitely, she comes from a culturally mixed background. I think one of her parents was Hispanic and the other one is an African American, and she is 100% like teen, sassy, does not hold back, which I absolutely love about the character. She also is an artist. She does murals, and the thing that starts to happen in this book, where you start to see the fantasy part, is that these murals start to like cry, and the colors start to blend and fade and mix, and come to find out that there is like this order of magic that Sierra becomes a part of, and there's somebody who's using it incorrectly in this book. And so if you like Cassandra Clare, that kind of reading, this is definitely similar. The other part I like about it is that Sierra, the main character, does have a boyfriend, but she is not like all engrossed. She definitely like goes to get her own stuff done. She finds herself on a mission to find out who's misusing this magic, and she doesn't let anything slow her down in doing that. So definitely a strong female character, which I love. And so far, I'm actually currently listening to it. So far, it's really good. I definitely recommend it. So it does come in book form, however, unlike Beth's book. But it also is an ebook and an audiobook, like I mentioned. So,
all right, sounds good. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks. See you next time.
Bye.